What's up, guys? It's Mama Chris here reporting to you live from my studio, LOL, in Abaco. Mashaba Abaco. However, hold on. Hold on, the devil mind. Hold on, the devil mind, but something. Y'all know I gotta bring the news to y'all. Today is the devil mind. Hold on, not you might take my nose off it. Today is the 4th of April 2026. Yesterday was the 3rd. I went to church. We all know that. I was in a rush to go to church, and when I reached the church, the first church I went to was Change Ministries. And then I went to New Vision Ministries. The two churches I attend in Abaco. So, I just would like to say that when I went to the first church, my pastor Cornish, he pastors that church, and I revealed something and I unveiled something whilst I was there. So he pastors that church by himself 9 times out of 10, and his wife have a church. They have a Nassau location, however. Oh Lord. Okay? God right on my tongue. Hey, quick prayer. God right on my tongue. In the mighty name of Yahshua. I tell y'all, I kid y'all no lie. I was in the church and the pastor wife was there. My spirit didn't never take to this pastor wife. Huh? What I tell y'all but these, the true sons of God. What I tell y'all the true sons of God is have. Huh? What's Solomon at? What's Samson at? However, need I say more or do you get the point? This woman turned and looked at me in the congregation. She turned in the back and looked at me, and I kid you not, Satan looked at me through this woman's eyes. I saw Satan himself in this woman's eyes, and I get a glance and a glare that congratulated me. I heard something say congratulations. You hear me? I would like to say that people of God, be careful who you let use your vessel, your body. Okay? Stop letting these demons take up occupancy in your bodies. But in her condition, I think she is Carmen, maybe her name is Carmen, in her condition, just my personal opinion, people of God, as I let the Lord guide and lead me, I telling y'all what it is, and I telling y'all and showing y'all the things that God revealed to me. Satan was in this woman's eyes. Look at me, congratulate me. The pastor wife, you hear me? And I just would like to tell the people of God that Satan can't jump in everybody's body. Satan can't jump in nobody's body who have the Spirit of God in them. This is why we have the continuous killing and the hunting down of the people of God. This is why the people of God, Spirit is continuously being killed. Hold on. And this is why the people in the karmic family Spirit is the people in the karmic family is continuously being drawn further and further away from God. Why? Because Satan will never be able to have access to jump in your body. Just how God need a lamb of God. You need a lamb. God needed a pure vessel to come and reside in. It's the same thing for Satan. So in my opinion, that leans on ain't no God in that woman. Ain't no God in her. If Satan could stand up inside this woman, ain't no God in her. They're too high on their horse.
Pharisee.
I say, it takes the break in you, that pride and that you on your high horse and you think you run the fucking world. You need to be broken and you need to humble yourself. The humble will make it in to heaven. So that was my experience to that church that day. Okay? I don't even want to be the church when she there. Thank God she's got to go to Nassau. I just being for real. Honest. I pray my pastor strengthen the Lord. Pastor Carter, I love you. Pastor Samuel Carter, I love you. And I pray you strengthen the Lord. Only God know what you was go fucking through. Only God know the storm, the turmoil you was go through, son of God. Okay? Then I went to my next church. And the pastor there as a true child of God. Not a son of God. Huh? But I had a different experience. So Change Ministries is run by the Son of God. And when I reached New Vision Ministry, God revealed to me that the Trinity is there. The Trinity is there in New Vision family. How God revealed this to me. Pastor Chris of New Vision Ministry, his wife is from the Karmic family. But she is proof their daughter is a full breed child of God. Anybody could tell me how that happened? Their daughter, Pastor Chris' daughter, is a full breed child of God. Just a full breed chosen child of God. How that happened? How did it happen that a karmic and a Lion of Judah had a have a full breed Lion of Judah? I tired of telling y'all that when these babies come out, they come out brand spanking new, and it depends on the programming on the motherboard from the mother. I want to give that woman her flowers and her accolades. She is proof that the people from the karmic family didn't have to raise their children to become vicious vipers, a generation of vipers. She is proof that the people didn't have to raise their children up to be hyena dogs, Satan incubators. Living proof. I don't know his wife's name. That's a great contrast, great difference from the other church that I attend. Huh? She, people of God, is an example of what it means to truly love your child, which is to not pass down the chains, the shackles that enslave you. She is the example of a generational curse breaker who didn't pass down the traumas and the dramas and the wickedness, the spiritual aids. She didn't give it to her daughter. But she allowed her daughter to be raised and follow under the head of the home, which was the Son of God, whom in conjunction with her, raised their child to be a true full breed child of God. Quick interjection here, people of God. I think I made a video where I told y'all that I've seen something like this before, where my ex-husband and his father was at the dinner table talking about his little sister named Daisy, and he was asking his daddy basically why Daisy is different, and his daddy told him he think it's because Daisy's upbringing. Daisy's mother is a Lion of Judah. And Daisy and her mother stay in church. Daisy grew up in church and under her mother's wing. Not so much under daddy. Why? Because Daisy's mother couldn't get along with my ex-father-in-law's girlfriend. Huh? whom basically kind of rejects her. Darcy's a rejection is protection. That keep her away from being under the daddy's care so much. Huh? So Darcy is a full Lion of Judah. I've seen it before. It's not that. Anyway, I've seen it before, and I don't even know if Darcy is my ex-father-in-law taught Darcy to do evil or whatever, but even if he taught her, her major influence came from her mother. Okay? I don't even think he had time to, and I think that if he taught her anything, she might have rejected Satan's satanic knowledge, because she had the wisdom of God installed in her. That's why she's different, and that's why they mad. And the proof in the pudding is this father-in-law he had could pay for he other two daughters to go to fucking college, and then one Darcy, man, I know the full story, allegedly, Darcy's the only one who he tried cry poor fucking mouth when it come to her college fee, he this daughter off the college, that girl off the college or whatever, and if you're paying and contributing to them, you should contribute to all. You can't just pay full tuition for this one or that one. I don't know what the case is, but hey, you should do your money whereas you treat all your daughters fucking equally. When it come to Darcy going to college, Darcy had to pay for herself. Why? Because that's how they treat the children of God. They treat them like they can invest in the children of God, because that is cost them karmic bad luck. That's the proof in the pudding to me that Darcy is a full breed Lion of Judah. It happens. Not to mention that she is the one who my spirit take to. 100% from the jump, from inception. She was my favorite sister-in-law from inception. The rest, karmic, the rest, corrupt. People of God, please remember that children are a gift from God. And God entrusted you with them. He gave you his precious, brand new spanking baby. What did you do with the child of God? Did you set your child up for failure? Did you give your child or children spiritual aids to send them down a path of destruction? Ask yourself that right now. Because if Pastor Chris' wife could do it, you could do it. Therefore, that means there's absolutely no excuse.
Christian parents, your children are not yours. They are God's gift. The Bible says, children are a gift from the Lord. They are a reward from Him. Your child is not an accident, not a coincidence. They were lovingly created and entrusted to you by God. How you see them, how you speak to them, how you raise them, matters more than you think. Always remember that. They are a gift, a blessing, a responsibility from God. Follow for more daily biblical teachings for your children at the Bible and Me series. God bless you.
People of God, I want to end this video saying it's dangerous to be a man of God and to have a wife, okay? Oh Lord, it's dangerous to be a man of God and to have a wife of different, oh Jesus, hold on. Hey Google, was Solomon married to a woman that was not of God in the Bible?
On the website churchofjesuschrist.org, they say, the many strange women Solomon married were not part of the gospel covenant and came from nations that did not worship the Lord or keep his commandments. You may want to explain that many of these marriages reflected political alliances Solomon had made with other nations. On the website Bible.com, they say, "In the past the Lord had said to the Israelites, you must not marry people from other nations. If you do, they will cause you to follow their gods." But Solomon fell in love with these women.
People of God, because Solomon took on wives whom had foreign gods, and he was heavily influenced by these women after his death, Israel split. This is why it's very dangerous to get involved with people who are not fully of God.
The question recently came up asking, why is it that the United Nation of Israel split into two? And I would say that the responsibility for that lies with King Solomon. He was the last king to rule over this united nation. And while he was wise and good and wonderful and faithful in the early parts of his career, by the end, he was not. He was no longer faithful to God. He married foreign women. He set up pagan gods, and he cared more about himself than his people or his God. He forced heavy taxes upon the people. All of the other tribes had to pay Judah taxes. And he forced labor. For all of his great building projects and for all of his war efforts. And so, obviously, the people grew unhappy with Solomon. So when Solomon died, his son, Rehoboam, was about to be crowned. And the people came to Rehoboam and they said, listen, we didn't like what your father did over here. We didn't like the taxes. We didn't like the forced labor. Now, I personally think it's a little odd they didn't mention the apostasy, which was the real problem. But regardless, they were concerned about taxes and forced labor.
After King Solomon's death, Rehoboam his son reigned in his stead. The congregation of Israel spoke to Rehoboam, saying, "Your father made our yoke grievous. Now therefore make the grievous service of your father, and his heavy yoke which he put upon us, lighter, and we will serve you." King Rehoboam consulted with the old men who stood before Solomon, his father, who counseled him to speak good words to the people. However, the king answered the people roughly, and forsook the old men's counsel that they gave him. King Rehoboam spoke to the people following the counsel of the young men who had grown up with him, who urged him to increase the people's heavy yokes. After King Rehoboam publicly declared that he would make their yoke heavier, the people answered the king, saying, "Well, what portion have we in David? Neither have we inheritance in the son of Jesse." So Israel departed to their tents. They rejected Rehoboam as their king, and made Jeroboam, who had previously fled to Egypt, king over all Israel. This event marked the split of the kingdom around 930 BC, creating two separate nations: the northern kingdom of Israel, ruled by King Jeroboam, and the southern kingdom of Judah, ruled by King Rehoboam.
This is how a part of Israelites became harlots. It is very dangerous when a man of God is married to a woman who is not of God, and God warned the people not to do so. However, life goes to show that even though my pastor from New Vision Ministries was with a woman from a karmic family, it goes to show that some people from the karmic family can be trusted. Some people from who was born in karmic families, because the karmic family believe in serving two gods. And not because you born in a situation means you trapped in the situation and you dumb. And you dumb enough to just strictly follow evil. Yes, Satan drag your family line and drag your family in this generational curse of being tied up to serving other gods. But you as an individual was able to make a change. You as an individual was able to learn God for yourselves. And where you might have fallen short, you didn't have to pass that on to your children. So again, kudos to my pastor Chris, his family, where we learned that the Trinity is truly present at New Vision Ministries. Why? Because God died, Jesus died on the cross to restore his karmic people, that whosoever should believe in him shall not perish, but have an everlasting life. Okay? Bang. Next lesson.
Yeah. Do you have your calendar with you?
Toronto, Canada.
Next thing we learned in this video today is the question for you is Satan himself able to jump in you? Where these demons can manage being in somebody with the Spirit of God, Satan cannot. Is Satan himself able to operate in you? If so, oh Jesus, woe unto the people who Satan could jump into. This has been Mama Chris from Love Gone Viral.
I'm gonna make a change for once in my life. It's gonna feel real good, gonna make a difference, gonna make it right. As I turn up the color on my favorite winter coat, this wind is blowing my mind. I see the kids in the streets, but not enough to eat. Who am I to be blind, pretending not to see their needs? Oh, a summer's disregard